Hey guys, thanks for popping on today. I have a super cool lesson that we're going to do. As you can see, we are in my garage where I make all of my art stuff. I think Maggie Moo is here. No, she was here. Come here, Maggie Moo. Come here, Maggie. There she is. Hi, Moo. Hi. Say hi, Maggie Moo. Yeah. Maggie's a good girl. So we're out hanging out today. I have a super cool thing to draw today, and it kind of just hit me a couple hours ago. I was thinking like, all right, what can we do today to draw? And I was like, I know. We are going to draw a tree house today. So it's going to incorporate several different things that I'm super excited about. We're going to draw a tree, which I'm always ready to draw. And we are also going to incorporate a house there. So we're going to make it kind of that little escape where we can get away from everything and go to our own tree house. Even as an adult, I wish I had a tree house. It was, you know, something that would be pretty cool to go up and kind of have some time to yourself to just, I don't know, do whatever. So my garage is kind of my tree house now. I have trees in the back. Yay! Pretty cool back there. Maggie, you say hello? Daisy said hello. Hello, Maggie Moo. Oh, got that tail wagging. All right, so we got a really cool lesson today. Let's go ahead and get started on our treehouse. All right, and then we'll, as we get going, we'll see who else is going to sign in. So today, treehouse. Let's rock it. All right, I'm going to flip my camera. Hope. There we go. You take a look at some of all the other cool stuff that we've done. We've done dinosaurs. We did a cool little space picture. Emma the Emu. We did Kevin Bacon. Gotta love Kevin Bacon. So let's go ahead and focus and get ready to do a treehouse. All right, I'm going to get my chair out of the way. Pew! Tree house time. I am so excited to do a tree house. I don't know why I haven't done a tree house before, but we're going to do a tree house right now. So it's all good in the hood. So here we go. All right, let's grab our pencil. Let's grab our eraser. And let's get going here. Now, just like everything else, there are a ton of different tree houses. Almost said lighthouses. That would be a different lesson. Tree houses that we can draw. We're going to try to draw a pretty simple one. You can get as crazy as you want, but we're going to make our tree house, I don't know, I'd like to make it kind of pretty cool looking today. So maybe a little bit complicated. So let's go ahead and start out. Now we're going to start drawing off lightly like we usually do. That way we can go back and change something if we need to. So let's go ahead and draw a large tree, because one of the first things we need to make sure we do is find a tree that's going to support our tree house. And I have a ruler here, but you don't really need a ruler if you don't want one. But I know some people, they get super particular about how straight their lines are. So if you have a ruler, great. If not, totally okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to draw a line just like that. This is going to be kind of the deck or the bottom of our tree house. And I'm going to draw two little baby lines at the end. So let me zoom in on that. And this doesn't necessarily have to be equidistant. So this line doesn't have to equal this line. It can, but it doesn't have to. So I put two little baby lines here and two little baby lines here. And then I'm just going to draw a quick line on top and connect them. And now you can see that we have kind of our floor. Now, of course, getting up to the treehouse is a challenge, and it needs to be a challenge. So if you guys remember when we drew like my happy place, I call it, it had that little tree with a swing. I'm going to put boards on my tree just like this. And all I'm doing, just drawing rectangles. Just drawing rectangles. All the way up the tree trunk. Because this is a very good detail. Now, if you guys are superstars and you remember how to make these boards pop off the tree, that's what we're going to do next. We're going to darken in the left side of each board. And then we're going to darken the top. And that is going to give, let's darken the bottom of this board because that's the bottom, that part I can see. And that's going to give it that look that it's popping off the tree. There. And then I'll put some nails. 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 I'm thinking I might even color this one. And then a couple lines up from the bottom to show the root system. So cool. So cool. Now remember, if you feel as though I'm going a little bit fast for you guys, don't worry about it. After we're finished, you guys can always go back and check out the part that I may have rushed through a little bit. So feel free to go back and practice or review it. I have a lot of friends saying that they're not able to come on at 1:30, but they watch it later on. So that's cool too. That's cool too. All right, so let's go ahead and put our treehouse at the top. All right, so we're right at the top. This is a blank slate. We could do whatever we want with our treehouse. You want to make your treehouse look like a castle? Cool, you can do that. You want to make your castle look like, oh, I don't know, like a scary dungeon or something like that? It's totally up to you. We are going to draw kind of a classic treehouse. All right. So here's what I would like you guys to do. So try to stay with me here. Try to stay with me. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw two lines, one going like this and one going like that. So this is the beginning of our treehouse. The beginning of our treehouse. At the corners, I want you to actually do a parallel line with both of these. So it's just a big upside down V. And then underneath it, you do another upside down V. Very easy. At this corner, not right here, but right here, I want you to take it and I want you to come all the way down with it. And I want you to do the same thing over here. In the middle here, we're going to put a circle for a window. And then down here, we're going to put our door. Now, here is where we start making this look super, super cool. Oh, Lydia's here. Thank goodness. I was wondering why my girl Lydia wasn't signed on yet, but she's here now. So go ahead and take this line, go back a little bit, and then bring that line down as well. And I'm going to take my top line for my ceiling, and I'm going to stop right there. Now, I'm not going to connect this, and the reason why is because I'm going to put a branch here. We're going to make this nice and fluffy, because this isn't just on a big stump, because that would look weird. Hi, Casey. So let's put maybe a couple windows over here. And then I think I'm going to make this look real fancy and put a couple frames in here. Very cool. And then if you really want to get fancy, we can even put some plant boxes down here. What? Yup. And then we can put flowers and stuff in here, which we'll add a little bit later. Yep, you definitely could put some curtains in the windows if you wanted to. For sure. So here's what we want to do to add some room here or some texture. I'm not going to draw every single board that was put in here, but I do want to show that it is made out of wood. And with that, it's just putting some lines here and there, and that gives us that impression. All right, so now down here is very, very important, because right here, this house could tip off very easily. So what we're going to do is we are going to give it some support. And I'm going to make some supports go like this. From a structural standpoint, this seems a little bit more sturdy. I think we would agree. And maybe you even want to put one coming off here like that. There. Yeah, I put a doorbell. Yeah, absolutely. And then for this, I'm just going to make a couple lines that just go up. Now, once we start adding a little bit of color right here in this is really, really going to pop. All right, now here comes the cool part. Here is where we are really going to make this look like a tree house and not a house sitting on a great big tree trunk. So from the back, what I'm going to do, maybe even down here, is I'm going to come up, and I'm going to come up from around that board. So that branch is going to be very, very big. And then here is where we're going to do our big branch. Now remember, I like to do my trees in big batches of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I try to put them in different angles. Now, you can make your leaves a lot smaller if you want to. It's just going to take a lot of time. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we only have about a half hour with each other, so I'm not going to really stress too much about that. And I'm going to bring that line a little bit further down because that's just going to make sense. So on the other side, I'm going to put my other branch. Kind of made a mistake on that, but that's all right. I'll fix that in a minute. Go up. A couple branches coming off of it. And again, we want to keep going all the way around it because I want my tree house to be in a nice big fluffy tree, and I think you agree with that. My friends and I always used to build forts, whether they were in trees or they were on the ground or next to trees. We were always building something. And then just to fill in some negative space, go ahead and put some batches of leaves in there. Pretty cool, good. Good, good, good. See some thumbs up, that's good, that makes me feel good. So maybe down here, and I'll give you guys a second to catch up because I don't want to get too far ahead of you. I just need to fix a couple of my lines here. Pretty good tree house. So we want to add some other things here. Now, some people may want to put a railing here just to make things a little bit safer. And you could do that in a couple different ways. You could like make a wooden railing here, or you could just maybe put a beam here and then put a rope, just so people don't accidentally fall off the side. And you can really do a lot of cool stuff to decorate this too. You could make this, you could make your treehouse purple. You could make it different colored blues. You could do a whole bunch of really cool stuff with this. I'm gonna make like a little rope ladder coming down. Or maybe even like a real ladder, like just in case there's some type of emergency. Come down with some type of ladder here. And really the ladders, all you need to do is draw rectangles. And then you're gonna have a ladder. And my rectangles are not the best today for some reason. Because those should all be a little bit straighter. Here is your ladder. Now, let's say if somebody is coming around and maybe you don't want to come around, you could pull up your ladder. You could lock the door where these guys come up. Or, and this is a neat idea, you could send a bucket down. Check this out. So let's say somebody's coming by and maybe you say, yeah, you can come up and see me. You can come up and see me. But you're going to have to pay. So we're going to make a little pail here where they're going to have to put in some money. That's fun. And then you can wind it up on this string. So there's your little pail. Pretty cool. Look at that treehouse. Treehouse is bugging. Straight bugging. I love it. Now, of course, you can do some stuff on the ground as well. So down here, I would go ahead and make some grasses. Maybe you want to lean somebody's bicycle up against the tree. That would be cool. We could do what we usually do and make a little background. And then, of course, I want to make the mountains like the mountains where I grew up. So I'll put some Adirondack Mountains in the back. Fill that negative space up. I'm always going to want birds coming into my trees. So we're going to make some birds here. Your doorbell's probably pretty easy. Well, we could do a doorbell a couple different ways. You could just put a little ringer by the door, or you could literally make a doorbell, which could be a string coming down and then someone has to pull it and then it would ring a bell up here. So you have a lot of different options for doorbells, that is for sure. Maybe put a couple trees in the background here. Upside down V's, that's all you got to do for pine trees. Upside down V's. Get bigger at the bottom. Boy, time really does fly. I can't believe it. It's already 1:51 already. And then maybe some other big puffy trees back in the distance. Detail is where it's at, guys. The more detail you put in your drawings, the more people are going to like them. So I kind of have muddled this up a little bit, but we could probably still fit in a tire swing. Maybe if we go straight down from here, we can do a tire swing. So the tire is really the only tricky part. So I'm going to draw a circle. And of course, I'll draw another circle. And then you want to draw the rope coming from all the way down. Now, the way we get the tire is we want to put a half moon inside the tire because that shows that the tire has depth. All right. And then on the outside, we want to make it darker so we can almost see the other side of the tire. And that's how we do a tire swing. That's how I do a tire swing. It's not the way, it's a way. And then, just to show people that it's kind of hanging down, what I might do is just put maybe just a little shadow right under the tire swing. So a couple of reasons. That could be the shadow. It could be where it's worn away from the kids. Of course, you're welcome. Down here, I'm going to rock a stump. Up, up, pancake on top. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then make some rings in there. You want to put a fungus on there, maybe to add some color. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. I like it. Extra bark here. Maybe some flowers in here. Now, of course, we haven't drawn any people or anything like that. We can't forget about our people. A lot of the drawings and a lot of the artwork I do, I don't like putting people in there. I like things natural. When I go home, that's what I like to see. I like to see woods and mountains, and I don't like to see people. Yeah, I really like this, guys. This is turning out pretty nice. Add some extra fluff in there. Maybe add another mountain range that's maybe just a tad bit closer. And that'll give us some color options as well. Oh, good. Did you guys like this? I really like this. I really liked the treehouse situation. I mean, what you guys should do is you should go on to like Google and just type in like cartoon treehouse, and you can just see all of the different really, really cool designs and shapes and stuff like that. Just a lot of cool ideas. And once you start throwing some color on these guys, man, oh man, they just look great. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Now in the one that I looked at this morning, they even had like little flags hanging down, which I thought was really cool because it added some cool pops of color. They just had like, you know, those little flags that they use when they, like, car salesmen are selling cars or something. And they're kind of like these guys. And then you put them all different colors. And that just adds a cool pop of color. Because if I was a kid, I would have that decorating my stuff in a heartbeat. Yeah, this is really cool. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. The cool thing about this is that we literally did this in 30 minutes, maybe even less. So it's not like this is a lot of it's not time intensive. And to be quite honest with you, this isn't one of the best ones that I've done. This is just one that I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I like it. All right, so the last thing we'll do is maybe a bicycle. Now, the way I like to draw a bicycle, and I know this is going to be kind of weird, I actually draw the frame first. Because if you draw the frame, the rest of the bike is actually pretty simple. And I'm going to try to draw this bike that I did the other day, because I thought it turned out pretty good. And then I add the wheels last. And of course, when you do the spokes, I just put little lines everywhere. So this bike is a little bit sloppy just because I only have about a minute left. And then here, and then here. There, that's not too bad. So, there's your bike. And I'll just put some grass near it just to show that it's been sitting there. All right, guys, nice job on our treehouse. That's pretty cool. Yeah, not bad, not bad. I like it. So if you guys like our drawing today, let's come back Thursday. We'll come back Thursday at 1:30, and we'll do something else. As always, if you guys have a good idea, go ahead and post it in the comments. And if it's something that I think we all can do together, then we'll try it out. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.